So moving on now to look at the leadership shortage. Nearly 70% of HR professionals aren't confident their organisation currently has the right people to guide the company into the future. And that was according to a Korn Ferry survey. Worse, only 14% of them say they are confident that their organisation has identified the right people internally as high potential talent. Finding talent has been a major concern for several years. In an earlier Korn Ferry study, it said that by 2030 there will be a global human talent shortage of more than 85 million people, or roughly that's equivalent to the population of Germany. Of those surveyed, 82% said their firms are placing greater emphasis on finding future leaders now than they were 5 years ago. Traditional routes towards leadership have often been designed for siloed, heavy structured roles that involve getting one group of people to do one thing really well. But this kind of leadership may not fit the future of work, as more workers of different backgrounds and disciplines are grouped together to work on projects. There's more collaboration taking place. So why do we have a shortage of great leaders? Actually, over the last couple of weeks, I read an article and I was desperately trying to find it again so I'd quote the source of it. But I was reading this article about leadership shortages. And one of the reasons they cited was that there was insufficient younger people coming through that are actually interested in becoming a leader. They're not looking for the pressures that come with a leadership role as much as people used to do. Another possible reason is the lack of investment in quality leadership development programs, and that was according to some research carried out by Oxford Economics. Companies are ill-prepared for leadership challenges and are not doing enough to meet the future demands. As millennials enter an increasing number in our workplaces, it's widely acknowledged that their expectations of work are very different. But sadly, many leaders don't really understand what those differences are, or indeed what it actually means for the way we lead people in our future workplaces. Leadership is becoming more human. We're starting to see trends in people-first leadership, and companies are now striving for more diverse and inclusive workplaces. Millennials refuse to be a statistic, a worker who comes in, does their jobs and leave. And they're starting to take that philosophy with them as they do start to progress through our organisations. Leadership is about behaviour and not personality traits. If you think about people you've regarded as a great leader, the reasons you would probably give as to why you think they are a great leader are things that they do or have done and not about their personality. The fact is, leadership is about what people do and not what people are. As science has shown, behaviours are learnt and developed. Leadership behaviours are the same. Leadership is a set of learned behaviours, which when we reflect upon the way we typically develop leaders, may account for why there is a world shortage of great leaders. According to Erica Anderson, author of Leading So People Will Follow, they say, like most things, leadership capability falls along a bell curve. That most people who start out with a modicum of innate leadership capability can become very good or even great leaders. The starting point for future-proofing our organisations is to invest in developing a more human and compassionate style of leadership, or as Dr. David Rock says, putting the human back in organisations.